Oh, go ahead, Nick.
My bad, sorry. Coach, ginormous win coming off of getting blown out at home, then you go to Grand Canyon and pull that one out. Just huge momentum boost coming out of that win. Just talk about that.
Yeah, it was great, to be able to see us bounce back, especially on the road. When we had such a poor performance here, both offensively and defensively, and then to come back and be able to do it because they just beat CBU themselves, and so that was a great win for us. Great road win, like you said, great confidence builder. But I can't rest with this team because every time I think we've turned the corner, it's like, okay, what's next? So I'm just staying humble and staying, I guess you could say, hangry with this team, hungry and angry at the same time. So I can't cut them any breaks right now.
Do you have to manage the emotions at all going to New Mexico State, being the way that game went down here, just the revenge factor and all that?
If they're not up for this game, then something's wrong with them. Two things. Yes, they got us here at the buzzer when we had our opportunities to win the game, and I went back and looked at the video, and we just watched it yesterday again on the good and the bad. And they're the number one team. And if we're not up for that game right there, then again something's wrong with us. And so we know what's at stake. We know they're the number one team. We know we have an opportunity to give them their second loss, and they'll still lead them in first place, but then we'll be that much closer to being right there behind them. And hopefully somebody else can have the opportunity to beat them as well too.
One time through the league, what have you learned about this year's WAC?
One, that we've been up and down. I know we've lost 3 games, but the fashion that we've lost those 3 games. We went to Utah Valley and played okay, but kind of took them for granted. We come back and we know the first game we beat Seattle, which was a tough game first off because everybody was, undefeated at that time because we hadn't played a game, and so both Seattle and us were amped up for that game. They hadn't won the game all year, but conference doesn't mean, preseason doesn't mean anything until you get to conference, and now you have a new slate. And so we win that game, but then we go over to Utah Valley and lose that one, and because we didn't play very well, didn't follow the game plan. We made some tweaks, come back, do a good job of winning the next game, and then we lose another game. We lose that game to New Mexico State. We beat RGV and lose the game to New Mexico State. And we go on the road, win the next 2, and then come back thinking we're where we need to be, lose to Cal Baptist. And so the league is all over the place. Teams that you thought they were going to be really good, they are still good, but then at the same time they're losing. UMKC dropped a couple games, and Utah Valley has dropped 3 games now. So and then RGV starts playing really well. So now they're back in second place. So this thing is kind of like all over the place, up and down, and it's a roller coaster. And the only one that's somewhat being a little bit consistent is New Mexico State right now. And I think that they haven't been playing still their best basketball, but I think they're starting to get better each and every game, and you can see them peaking a little bit more. And so hopefully that we can go over there and kind of be able to do some things differently and go out and come out on top in that game. But
Now you talk about that up and down you were just talking about. You still think 3 gets it done, or maybe 4 can do it?
I still think 3. It's going to be tough for somebody to go in and try to beat New Mexico State, have to give them 4 losses. That's tough. So 3, as you can tell, that's going to be the number. 3 has to get it done, and that means we have to win out. It is no secret we have to be able to win out, and then we still have to have a little help from someone else to be able to get New Mexico State if we go over there and take care of business. So 3 is the number.
Well, if there's something that bodes well for your team thus far as you of late and in conference have played well on the road.
Say that one more time?
That you've played well on the road in
Yes.
conference. That bodes well for you not only now, but because you played a tournament on the road.
Correct.
essentially.
Yeah, it has. It has.
You've done well away from home in conference.
Yeah, and that's huge, to be able to do that. But we still have to take care of business at home. But taking care of business on the road is huge. And I think one of the things that helped us was that brutal preseason schedule we had, where we were like on the road for like over a month, and we were gone for a long time, and we lost a lot of close games on the road, and I think that helped us a lot, being able to be comfortable on the road and know what to expect and not feel like home is the place to be all the time. And because sometimes it is, and then, you know, you got to take care of home court, but then on the road you got to also be able to win some games as well too.
If this team's to not only improve, but also make a deep run in the tournament and win the thing, what's going to have to improve or be more consistent, offense or defense, or is that a game-to-game thing?
A game-to-game thing. You know, one game can be our offense, the next game can be our defense. Like today in practice, we worked a lot on our defensive stuff, and then we turned it around and trying to work on some transition offense, and man, our defense was just dominating, you know, on both sides, to the fact that where I like, okay, we got to put the balls down because we're turning it over so much because of our defense, and we're not putting the ball in the basket. And so it's one of the things that is from game to game, and depends on what we need and at the time. Against the last game against Grand Canyon, we did a good job of needing those defensive stops, and then we did a good job of needing those offensive buckets, and so we did a good job both ways.